Hey everybody, I'm here with Eric. I can't pronounce your last name.
Olszewski.
Okay, Olszewski. There. Eric is working on a lot of interesting things as an independent consultant, working on like plasma stuff and sort of scaling solutions. Eric, do you want to tell us a little bit about the work?
Yeah, certainly. So I'm focusing on state channels and payment channels, hub and spoke networks, just being able to provide like a kind of blockchain agnostic second layer scaling solution to be able to batch transactions or be able to provide for better routing and a second layer network on top of Ethereum, for instance.
Cool. You came up from Austin, Texas for the Futurist conference. Is this your first time to Toronto?
Yes.
Awesome. What do you think of the city so far?
It's a very large city. I come from Austin, and the downtown is like maybe 10 square blocks.
So we met up the day before the conference. We went to the L4 Cosmos Block Geek, I don't know what to call it, office, and you had some interesting chats. Who was interesting to meet there, and what kind of stuff did you talk about? I think you were meeting with the Horizon Games, blockchain games guys.
So I didn't actually get to talk to the guys at Cosmos, and I have a number of questions for them, but and also I had some technical questions that Josh couldn't answer for me at L4, and he had to direct me to Liam, who wasn't there. But the Horizon guys, what they're doing is actually quite interesting because they're providing an actual like WebGL, like very nice user interface and user experience for like a card game that's somewhat akin to Magic, and they are using like etherless accounts as well as a few other constructs to be able to provide like a very like seamless user experience. And I think that there's no latency and all this stuff is happening on chain. I think it's really incredible what they're doing.
Cool. Yeah. So it's just making the user experience seamless and just kind of making it very fluid. That's obviously, a goal for the space. I mean, that's how we're going to scale, is really when the user experience is just, kind of like flawless like it is today with regular apps and regular games. So tell us a little bit about, so you were here all day yesterday at Futurist, the Blockchain Futurist conference here at Rebel. We've got a nice backdrop of the city there. It's an awesome venue. But what were the highlights for you in terms of like people you met? You got a one-on-one, like sort of high bandwidth time to kind of go deep with a couple of people, or any talks that were highlights?
I didn't go to like any of the talks except for the last one, which was about this company Versus, which is trying to push like this virtual reality with like blockchain and AR and a few other things. It's a lot of very complicated technology that's being jammed into one thing, which is like a really, really monolithic solution and really kind of cool overall vision for the world of being able to effectively clone assets in the real world and track them digitally. Versus just having like just trying to try it's like a digital twinning system, which I thought was pretty interesting. I talked to their CTO. He was the first person I talked to for like probably an hour, and that was definitely the best talk that I had all day. He was a phone freak and an old school hacker. I learned a lot about AR, and he's giving me a lot of additional documentation. I just find it really fascinating. We talked a little bit about Magic Leap. I think that a lot of what they do, the demos are terrible, but apparently like there's a lot of really amazing like math going on in the background. So other than that, I mean, there were a lot of companies that were like talking tokens, which wasn't super stimulating, and a lot of like philosophical discussions that I got into. But like overall, like it's an interesting conference. Not as technical as I would have thought, but at the same time, like it's not really a technical conference.
No worries. Well, thanks for taking the time to chat, Eric. You're a technical guy, and I'm glad you at least got to kind of get into some depth with some people yesterday.
Yeah.
Thanks for chatting.
Cool.